All right, so we have this all laid out. I went ahead and laid the two little bags of stuffing or filling or whatever you want, or bedding, I guess you could call it. Now, before you do anything, it does mention the very first step is to go ahead and take the sandpaper that they send you and go ahead and sand down all of the edges, and then take a damp cloth and wipe everything off. So if you haven't done that, pause this, go ahead and do that first. Now, the next step you're going to go ahead and do, I went ahead and opened the two different packs of screws. Keep them separate though, because they are shorter and they are longer ones. But you're going to go ahead and take these three little bars, take the piece that you find that says the front panel, go ahead, you'll see the six little holes in there. Now, the only thing I don't know, and we're just going to sort of guess for ourselves, is that angle right there. I'm going to actually put that downward. That's the only thing I can come up with. So in other words, we're going to go ahead and do this right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that, come back, and I'll show you what it looks like. To give you an idea, just take that right there, go ahead and push it all the way through, and then go ahead and line it up with that first hole. And all you're going to do, you don't want to over tighten it, but make sure you get it in there all the way. Might have to push a little bit. So that's what you're going to do all the way down, all three of those. I'm going to go ahead and do that and be right back. All right, so I'm back. We got that done. This is what it should look like. Like I said, I put the angle parts down just so that they would have a little ledge. Make sure, though, that you put it on the correct side. Make sure you have the front panel. So we've got that done. Now, the next thing is you go ahead and you fix the door to the right side panel through the pilot hole on the door. So one of the easiest ways I'll be able to tell you is the door is going to have the piece that they're talking about is going to have this little thing right here on it. So that needs to be towards the front, and then you go ahead. All right, so from what I'm understanding, you go ahead and you take this just like that, and that's what you're going to do. Now, with this step, fix pilot door through the pilot hole on the side door. Now, they're not telling you whether or not you use the longer screws or the shorter, so I'm going to go ahead and continue and use the shorter ones. Now, I will say the holes sometimes aren't drilled out all the way, so the easiest thing you might be able to do is go ahead and take the screw driver and go ahead and drill that through yourself, and then in just a moment we'll go ahead and get that in there, and then that'll go ahead and connect itself to it. And we'll go ahead and do that now. So anyway, go ahead and get the door on here just like that, and I'll go ahead and do the top, and I'll be right back. All right, so went ahead and got the door put on there. The next step is to go ahead and take the other panel, the other side panel, and go ahead and do the same thing with that. So you want to go ahead and make sure it's on there just like that. Go ahead and still use the short screws, and I'm going to hope that we're correct on that. And the reason I say that is because it doesn't actually tell you whether you're still using the short screws. I'm only assuming. So the next step is going to be to go ahead and fix the back panel to the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. This is the back panel right here. Okay, so trying to see which side needed to be inward or outward. I don't guess it matters. So go ahead and put this right here in the center. You're going to go ahead and line these holes up with each one. I'm going to do that, be right back, and we'll go from there. One quick word of advice, another reason why you always watch these videos before you make the same mistake that I did. The back of it does have a way that it's supposed to go up or down. Needless to say, this right here was supposed to be up here. So in other words, just make sure you actually do that correctly. Otherwise, you'll be taking this back apart. So I'm getting ready to do that now. We'll get that corrected. We'll get the roof put on, and then we will go from there. All right, so we fixed our little mishap. You got that on there. So just make sure you angle that and position that correctly. Then you won't have to go through that. Go ahead and take the bottom part. You're going to have the holes right here. Go ahead and make sure this one is on the bottom because that one is going to need to go down there. So we're going to go ahead and put the 5 screws in that, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and went one step ahead. I went ahead and put the bottom on here. You got the 5 screws in there. And then the next thing you need to do is go ahead and put the roof on. Now, before you put the roof on, in my opinion, it's easier to go ahead and attach both of them. So you have the 2 angles just like that. You got the 2 screws, and that's what holds it together. So once you've got that on there, go ahead and you will need to, or did I? Anyway, you'll go ahead and you'll put the 2 screws on there. The 2 on the front are going to be wider, so you need this one up here at the front, and then the one at the back is going to be narrower. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get that done, and then I'll show you one last thing, and we'll go from there. All right, so we are at the final stages, finally. If you didn't already, so you've got the bottom piece on there, you've got the roof together, you've got the 2 pieces holding the roof together. This is what it will look like. You've got your little door lever right there. Now, the last thing you need to do, a couple of things. One, go ahead and put this in. At first, I thought this was just to open and close the door, but this is actually made to be left on here for the owl to actually be able to perch. So you're going to go ahead and put that in there all the way just like that. The other cool thing though is you can use that to actually open and close it. Now, what you need to do, and I would suggest probably doing it outside, is go ahead and take both of these right here, open that up, dump them out in there, and then go ahead and close it, and you're good to go. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to do this outside, show you where I'm going to place it, and then we will go from there.